Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about the brand new Chantecaille summer collection, Flower Power. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I'm a makeup artist and also esthetician, and I now offer an online beauty consulting service, which is where you get the chance to talk to me one-on-one, and you get to ask me any beauty questions you might have, whether you have questions about the makeup you currently own and you're just not sure about placement or application, things like that, or if you want some advice about purchasing new items but you don't want that sales pressure that's often found in a department store, you can book an appointment with me and talk to me. So if you want to make the appointment, click the link in the description box down below. So since we're talking about the new Chantecaille summer collection, we're going to go ahead and do a full face of Chantecaille, but I will add some timestamps if you just want to skip to the new release. Those of you who have been following me for years know that I love Chantecaille and I have been buying their products for a very long time, and I feel incredibly lucky and blessed to have received this summer collection in PR. I don't take it for granted. I don't know, I find this incredibly touching and lovely. I've been a huge supporter of the brand. I'm still a huge supporter. I still buy lots of products that I don't get for free, and it's just really nice to get products in PR, especially from a brand like Chantecaille that I've talked about so much and so often, and I've loved so many of their products. It's just very satisfying and it feels very full circle to be here. So thank you, Chantecaille, for sending me these items here. Let's do like a breakdown of the summer collection and then we'll do the full face. So I have a little blurb here. So Sylvie Chantecaille said that they created the Flower Power collection to bring pure joy, especially after the year we've just all had. That is very accurate. The compacts are exuberantly fresh, colorful, and bright. Very true. A little bit of happiness to hold in your hand and keep on your vanity. That's very, very accurate. So this collection here, like many Chantecaille seasonal collections, is not huge, which I appreciate. I like that Chantecaille curates their collections. They don't do giant releases with like 25 different products. It's very precise, which I enjoy. So we have the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder, an instant filter for your face. This best-selling ultra-fine and weightless gel powder finishing compact smooths and perfects the complexion using innovative, optically correcting and blurring spheres. The soft focus formula neutralizes any redness or imperfections without leaving any gray or white cast on the skin, and is now available in 2 shades. So this was previously available under the name of the Hummingbird palette. Now I know a lot of people now have this as their cult favorite blurring powder because it is so beautiful, and a lot of people missed out on it because it was limited edition, but it has come back in the Flower Power case right here, and it now comes in 2 colors. I have light medium, which is the color from last year. So this is my skin tone here. The second deeper color I think is a medium deep, and on me it would be a bronzer, but for medium deep skin tones it would be a face powder, setting powder. I believe it has a cooler undertone. I didn't receive the darker one because I don't really need it for my complexion, but I was told that it has a little bit of a cooler undertone. Now, the new lip chic is called Capucine, which is a type of bright orangey flower. The lip chic is the best of both worlds. This lipstick lip gloss hybrid is now available in an exclusive limited edition shade for summer with an inspiration of citrus fruits. The ultimate summer essential, Capucine is bright, hydrating, glossy, and weightless, and is infused with hyaluronic acid for a softer, plumper looking lip. Now, a bright orangey red is 100% my lip color. This is like my standard summer lip, and fingers crossed, maybe this summer I can wear a glossy bright orange lip and people can actually see it out in public. And then last but not least in this release, we have the cheek shade, the Perfect Blush. This rosy sister of the Perfect Blur finishing powder, the Silky Luminous Powder Balm features nourishing oils for a seamless application. A lightweight, soft rose melts onto the skin and adds luminosity to the cheeks with an innovative pearl formula. So the retail prices in US for the Perfect Blur powder is $84, the Lip Chic is $48, and the blush is $50. The Perfect Blur finishing powders are the exact same weight. They are 8 grams each, and they say that they have a 30-month expiration date. So technically, once you open it and start using it, you have to use it up within 30 months. Now the cheek shades. So the Flower Power one has 2 grams of product, whereas the Philanthropy shades have 2.5. And the Philanthropy ones say that they have an expiration date of 36 months versus Flower Power, which is 24. But the cheek shade is a different formula. It's not the exact same as the regular Philanthropy cheek blush or the cheek gelée. It's a new formula, so it's not surprising that the expiration date would be different than other products. And then the Lip Chic is the exact same bullet formula, same weight. It's 2.5 grams, and then the expiration is 24 months. So it's really just the classic Lip Chic, but a new fabulous summer color. Now with this release, we also have a travel size of the regular Buff and Blur. I have the regular size of the Buff and Blur, and this is the travel size next to it. It's literally the exact same, except the wooden handle, the color seems a bit different. That's the only difference. The bristles feel the exact same, perfectly soft and very dense. The width, or the circumference, I should say, of the brush looks a little bit smaller because it is the travel format. And it comes with a handy little travel size pouch here. I think this would be a beautiful nail polish color or even a bathing suit color. I would definitely rock this. So the Buff and Blur Mini is 42 versus the full size, which is 52. So just depending on your needs, if you do your makeup on the go, you might want the travel one versus the full size one. Now we clearly have to talk about the packaging. It looks magnificent. I love the flower detail. The Flower Power motif is very strong. Literally looks like these little flowers were glued on individually. It looks like they were pressed on hand by hand. It is textured, it is raised, it is 3D. At first, when I saw the promo photos, I wasn't sure if it was just flat, like a glossy top like with the other Hummingbird palette, but no, this is textured, raised, 3D. It is beautiful. I'm really curious if 2 of these compacts look the exact same, because it does genuinely look like someone just took the time to press these in individually. So I wonder if each compact is slightly bespoke because of the placement of these little flowers here. I love how extra this is. All right, now that we've done a rundown of this collection, let's do a full face of Chantecaille and incorporate these new items into my collection. I do have some redness on my face like I normally do, so we'll see how this blurring powder can help combat that. So for the eyes, I'm going into my Luminescent eye shade in the shade Lion, which is a beautiful gold coppery look. I think this is perfect for summer. It's definitely a one and done eyeshadow look. I'm going in with a rougher brush number 28. You just want like a flat palette. I don't know if that's the right word, but just this type of brush here, just to sweep the color on the lid. Now what I do is, using my Chantecaille Pure Rose Water, I'm going to just spray a little bit on the brush and then dip into the eyeshadow. If you are not aware, Chantecaille is going to come out with a new I don't want to say rose water. It's going to be orange. It's going to be a citrusy rose water, I guess. I don't think it'll actually have rose in it, but it'll have orange and other citrus fruits as a face spray. I think it'll come out this summer. I'm very excited to see it. So just taking this color now, This just turns into such a beautiful finish. It looks like liquid gold, and I think this is a perfect one and done summer shade. Now I'm not adding any more. I'm just going to gently blend a little bit on the crease here. Such a beautiful color. It turns into this like almost like foiled, beautiful color. Obviously, if you wet the brush, it does become much more intense. So if you want something less intense, just go in dry. You can use your finger or a brush. And then I'm just going under the bottom lashes here. And you know what? I'm kind of going for an extra look. So I will go ahead and just wrap this around my entire eye. Now to finish off my eye look, I'm going into my Chantecaille eyeliner in Jasper, which is like a nice rich brown with a bit of gold fleck, and the Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. Alright, let's move into complexion. So I'm going to go into my Future Skin Gel Foundation in the shade Vanilla. In the past, I used Alabaster, which was too fair for me, but I think Vanilla is a pretty perfect shade match for me. When the cushion came out, I was mildly obsessed with it for a hot minute, and I still am. It was part of my Chantecaille current obsessions that I did a few weeks ago with Scott Patrick. We did a live here on my channel, and I am still obsessed with the compact. It's just, you know, I miss my classic Future Skin gel here. So what I'll do is I will blend this foundation with my regular size Buff and Blur, and then I will use the travel one for the powder. So regular size Buff and Blur. This is what I like to call my polka dot method. I just dab a little bit everywhere and then I blend. Now I'm just going to stipple in a second round of polka dots where I want to add a little bit more coverage. This Future Skin gel is 100% your skin, but better. You will never look cakey or dry or fake with this foundation. You will still see some little imperfections, beauty marks, things like that. It just kind of blurs and covers a little bit. I like this level of coverage, but if you want to cover more, you can use the Real Skin and Eye concealer stick. It's like a concealer slash foundation stick. You can do some spot correcting, but I like this with a bit of under eye concealer and a face powder over top. I'm using my Camouflage Sylo in shade number 3, which has a nice little peachy undertone. Now remember, before you blend out your concealer, let it sit for a minute, let it dry down, and then blend out. You will get such better coverage with any concealer if you do this. Okay, now that my base is almost done, let's go into my beautiful Flower Power palette here. Something about this, like something about the tiny little flowers, reminds me of the tiny little erasers we had in like middle school. And this still looks and feels luxury and high-end, but it just rings some sort of like nostalgia bell inside my heart that I just love completely. And the fact that it's raised and 3D, just like chef's kiss. Okay, so going into the mini Buff and Blur, I'm just going to do a couple swirls like this. Now I'm going to, I think, sweep or just stipple on here. And maybe what I'll do is I'll do one side here. Yeah, let's do one side. Okay, so this is the side with the blurring powder and without. I think the main difference is there is more coverage on the side with the blurring powder, and the blurring powder does mattify a little bit, but It's not a drying effect, like it doesn't suck the moisture out by any means, but you can tell that it looks a little bit less wet, or on this side here, like this side looks a little bit less wet, and you do get more coverage, especially when it comes to covering a bit of redness here. That being said, I find that this blurring powder does offer a nice little amount of luminosity. It's not a super drying matte effect. It's really such a finely milled finish. I'm really glad that they brought this back. So if you used up your powder, if you weren't able to try this out, I would definitely recommend getting this one here with the Flower Power collection. Or if you're just a collector and you want to try the Flower Power compact here, I strongly recommend it. As a point of reference, I'm 33 and I have dehydrated skin, so I often gravitate towards hydrating, luminous products, often for drier or mature skin. And this powder here, because I've owned the Hummingbird now for a few months, I know that it's not going to be drying. It doesn't cake, it doesn't pick up on textures or fine lines. It's a really lovely powder. And I think it's a really nice accompaniment to the Future Skin Gel because it does just boost that coverage a tiny bit more. This can be super sheer. You can build it up, but it's still going to be pretty light. And I think this combination is just really good to give you a little bit more coverage. All right, let's go into our Flower Power cheek shade. So there's only one color available, and it's supposed to be this sort of like balm powder finish. So I'm quite intrigued to see what this is going to look like on me. I'm using a rougher brush number 4, and I'm just going to dip in and apply. I would say that I have a light to medium complexion depending on the season. I can definitely tan, but I think light to medium is pretty fair. This does appear to have a little bit of luminosity to it. It reminds me a little bit of the Hourglass blushes. I keep that as a reference because they do have that beautiful, soft, luminous glow, and this has that luminous glow. I think that this color is quite buildable, and the glow isn't blinding. Like, you could definitely layer a highlighter if you wanted to, but this could also just be one and done blush with like a little bit of glow. It's like they mixed in a little bit of highlighter just to give you that luminous finish. This blush is definitely a workhorse. Like, I think this is the type of blush you could just keep in your top drawer and apply very quickly and seamlessly. It gives me somewhere between like a rosewood with like a little hint of peach. It's not super warm. It's just like a really beautiful, neutral, rosy color. I think it's very easy. Like, it's one of those colors you could just mix with anything you're wearing, and it's kind of like a no-brainer, you know? It's nice to have those blushes that just kind of go with a little bit of everything. It reminds me a little bit of my Sicily blush in Rosewood, just that type of blush that's just like a standard, easy to use, easy to reach for. Now let's get into the last part, arguably the most exciting part for me, the orangey lip cheek. This has the same magnetic packaging as the other lip cheeks and lip veils. The same soft vanilla cupcake scent. It's the exact same thing. Now let's do an application. What a beautiful color. It is very true to shade. It is the orange that you get here. It's warm, but it has a nice little red to it too. It's not too yellow based. It's a beautiful shade for summer. I love this type of lip color with like a little bit more tan. I think the Lion eye shade with this is a perfect combination. The gold jewelry just brings it all together. I just need some more sunshine, some oversized sunglasses, and the mood is set. The Lip Chic formula is very nice, very buttery, very hydrating, and these do stain the lips, but when you do reapply, because of the hyaluronic acid and the other oils in there. It's very nourishing, so you don't necessarily have to apply a lip balm before you reapply the color. You can just go in and reapply the lipstick and hydrate and add more color at the same time. This is a lipstick, not a tattoo, so when you eat and drink, it will fade away a little bit, but you will have that little bit of a staining effect. So I like this lip chic formula. I know some people prefer the lip veils. Honestly, I like both of them. It just depends on the color for that season, to be honest. I have a bunch of lip cheeks and lip veils. To me, it just depends on the shade that you prefer. All right, so what do I think of this beautiful Flower Power collection? I think it's beautiful. I think it's stunning. I love the packaging. I thought the packaging was cute and adorable and just so extra. Months ago when I saw like sneak peeks on the internet, I thought it was amazing. I think the powder is lovely. It's the same quality, the exact same as the Hummingbird palette, but just in the new packaging here. So if you are a fan of the Hummingbird palette, you're going to love this as well. The mini buff and blur is great. I love this brush in general for complexion products, whether it's a powder or a liquid. It's really nice, and I guess this would be great for travel because it is a travel size. So you could use this for foundation, clean it off a little bit, and then do some powder. So I think it could be very practical in the near future for that purpose. I think this little cheek shade is also really pretty. As I mentioned, it's just going to be that no-brainer blush that you can just apply with anything, and it will give you that soft little glow as well. So when you're in a hurry and you don't want to fuss about what color to match with your eyeshadow or lipstick, I think this new Flower Power blush is really great for that. And as far as this lip chic goes, I think it goes without saying that I love this color. It's just exactly what I want for summer. The bright, fun, orangey shade is just everything. Overall, I think this is a wonderful collection. I love the new packaging for the powder and the blush. I love this new color here. I just think it's very evocative of summer. I think it's beautiful and just whimsical at the same time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Did you get this collection? Did you get certain items? Did you get the whole collection? Let us know in the comments down below. If you're new to my channel, please take the time to subscribe, and you can also hit the notification bell on the side so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. So I think this is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.